It's the end of the Autobahn for you.
Regardless of whether you enjoyed, endured, or have absolutely no intention of ever seeing Disney Pixar's Cars 2, the racing game of the same name is a fun drive. It's also an unusual one. This is a racer in which every vehicle is equipped with a jump button, using reverse gear as a legitimate race strategy, and race cars rocking machine guns compete alongside mind-dropping camper vans.
Awesome!
Despite its disappointing lack of online play, Cars 2 is also a game that's best enjoyed with up to 3 friends. Like you, those friends should have no problem picking up Cars 2's controls. They're unconventional, but they're also uncomplicated, and nicely explained in a series of brief tutorials that precedes the career mode. Vehicle handling is floaty to the point that none of the 30-plus Cars 2 characters ever really feel like they're connecting with the track. But this is easy to overlook, because when all's said and done, it doesn't make the game any less fun. Starting up Cars 2 for the first time, you might be disappointed to find that none of the game's multiplayer options are available from the outset. You have to unlock them in the career mode, which spans some 40-plus events. All's not lost if you've got friends on your couch wanting in on the action though, because every event in the game can be enjoyed by up to 4 players simultaneously. Even regular race events in Cars 2 aren't as straightforward as you might expect. All of the cars are equipped with a turbo, and in order to acquire boost you have to power slide around corners or perform tricks. Power sliding is one of the easiest ways to accumulate boost, but it's also one of the slowest. The more adventurous and varied your driving is, the quicker your boost meter fills up. Driving in reverse is a pretty easy way to get boost as well, though losing your concentration for even a moment and forgetting that your steering controls are reversed can be costly. The biggest boost payoffs come when you perform flips and spins in mid-air, when you successfully pass through slalom gates located on every track while driving on 2 wheels.
Now you are behind me, sir.
If you've ever played a Super Mario Kart game or any of the countless races inspired by that series, you'll immediately feel at home in battle races. You can pick up machine guns, missiles, mines, oil drops, homing missiles, and even orbital lasers. Sticking your car in reverse to turn missiles and machine guns on pursuers is especially fun, and often necessary, because Cars 2 isn't always great about giving you weapons that are appropriate for your position. Outside of regular races, weapons feature heavily in all of Cars 2's events. Attack events challenge you to destroy as many bad guys as possible within a time limit. Hunter events pit you against waves of enemies in specially designed arenas. And survival events force you to drive specific routes around tracks while shooting enemies to collect the batteries that replenish your constantly depleting shield. Oddly, the best event type that Cars 2 has to offer doesn't show up in career mode at all. Once you unlock it, your multiplayer sessions will never be the same again. Disruptor events are awesome.
Welcome to the Disruptor Challenge. Find the Disruptor and place it in the opposing team's base.
Disruptor sees 2 teams attempting to destroy each other's bases by delivering the heavy payload that the event takes its name from. When carrying the Disruptor, you move significantly slower and you're unable to drive in reverse, so defending yourself is tricky. You can still jump to avoid incoming weapons, but it's not uncommon for the Disruptor to change hands several times before someone successfully delivers it to an enemy base. Hit the base, and your team scores a point. But what's great is that when bases are hit, they automatically bolster their defenses. Entrances close off and gun turrets appear, which keeps the action from feeling repetitive and also makes things more challenging for the player or players who are winning.
Red team is victorious.
All of Cars 2's events benefit from taking place on imaginative tracks and arenas at locations all over the world. Whether racing on an oil rig, in the fictional town of Radiator Springs, or around real cities like London, Tokyo, and Monaco, the track designs never disappoint. Tracks afford you plenty of opportunities to earn boost, incorporate shortcuts that run the gamut from obvious to obscure, and generally do a good job of encouraging you to take risks even when you're leading the pack.
I could get used to this.
Race locations and the cars whizzing around them both look good, and cartoonish animations really bring the latter to life. Sadly, the same can't be said of their audio. Engines sound puny, and the same catchphrases and quips are repeated so often that they're reason enough to play as different characters rather than stick with your favorite.
Oh, bring it on!
Even taking its lack of online play into account, Cars 2 is a game that has a lot to offer, not only for fans of the movies, but also for anyone who enjoys games in the Mario Kart mold. Its racing isn't up to the standard of last year's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, but where that game disappointed with local multiplayer modes like King of the Hill and Capture the Chow, Cars 2 delivers with the likes of Hunter and Disruptor. If you're in the market for a kart racer that's fun to play alongside friends and family, you won't regret trading in $50 for Cars 2 at your local game showroom.
Cheerio!